Lil Mo was born Cynthia Karen Loving Jr. November 19, 1975, in Medford, New York. Mo grew up in a tight-knit family with her mother, father, and three brothers. Her parents preached love and respect constantly and lived up to their family name, and the Lovings were quite literally a loving family. Her mother, Cynthia, worked as a school teacher, while her father, Jacob, held many odd jobs. He did everything from driving a cab to being a photographer. Her family was the only black family in their middle-class neighborhood. Lil Mo also stated that there were so many white families in my neighborhood that I used to think that I was white. However, other families in the neighborhood did not see her as white. In Lil Mo's book, Taming Lil Mo, she goes on to describe several racial incidents that occurred in her childhood. Others constantly teased her about her skin and even nicknamed her chocolate milk. One instance, a group of white schoolmates yelled racial slurs at Mo and her brother that resulted in her brother fighting off the group of boys. In addition to Mo's parents instilling the importance of family and education, they were also very religious and attended church often. The churches where Lil Mo began using her voice as a gift, and at just 3 years old, she was singing her first song in church. It's also interesting how we as the public met Lil Mo as this sort of R&B singer with like a hip hop edge or this kind of attitude. But growing up, she wasn't allowed to listen to any secular music. The church was like literally at the forefront of her upbringing. And as a child, Mo believed that if she listened to rap or even wore pants, that she was committing a huge sin. An incident that did eventually weaken Mo's faith in the church was one that involved her parents. One Sunday, her parents got into a heated debate with a guest pastor who they felt was disrespectfully trying to take over the church. This argument with the guest pastor led Mo's parents to be escorted out of the church. Mo witnessing church members stand by and not protest to her parents being put out of church made Mo side-eye and lose trust in the other church members. Unfortunately, this would not be Mo's only negative incident involving church. When Mo was a young girl, she was by a young man who attended the same church. The young man was well respected by the congregation, and he was also allowed to stay over at Mo's house. The abuse took place at her home and at the Sunday services. This same young man eventually turned his advances to Mo's younger sister. Eventually, Mo's younger sister told a family member about the abuse. After the young man was confronted by this family member, the abuse stopped immediately. However, these incidents had lasting effects, and Mo became really distrusting and guarded. During her preteen years, she would be dressed as a tomboy in oversized clothes and was afraid to wear skirts for fear that she would be violated by someone else again. As Mo dealt with the unfortunate aftermath of being violated, she did fall deeply in love with music. She would still sing her songs at church, and while alone in her room, she would even write poetry and perform talent shows for her dolls. Her parents still did not allow rap music in their home, but despite her parents' efforts, hip-hop in the 80s was everywhere. Once Mo heard rap for the first time, she was instantly hooked. She was so attracted to the rough and gritty and raunchy bold lyrics. The confidence of the musicians was so impressive to her, and she wanted to be brave like them and say what they said. Hip-hop helped her suppress the fear that she experienced after her as a young girl. Mo fell even deeper in love with hip-hop music. She even performed a rap at a talent show and received praise for her performance. She did this all while still hiding her rap talents from her family. A little after her secret talent show performance, Mo auditioned for her uncle, John P. Key, a big-time gospel artist who was looking for background singers for his upcoming tour. She was selected and went on tour with her uncle. Mo loved the feeling of performing on stage and began to get serious about becoming an artist. It was during this time that her stage name and persona was born. When she was younger, she went by Little Cindy and then by Little Wisdom as her rap name she used in school. Mo also remembered how people would say she reminded them of rapper Moni Love, and Mo was also a huge fan of Lil Kim. So she took her love for both female rappers, combined the names, and became Lil Mo. Mo's love life has had many ups and downs. She's had many great loves and even greater heartbreaks. In her senior year of high school, she had her first real boyfriend. He was Mo's first everything, if you catch my drift. They were inseparable and she felt as if she truly loved him. And due in large part to her religious background, she imagined her first love would be her husband, and she was completely devoted to him. He treated her well and doted on her in the beginning. However, after she gave herself to him, he became distant and cold. This left Mo feeling really ashamed, and she carried this feeling with her for many years. In Mo's mind, only married couples did intimate acts. And because she had done an intimate act with this young man, she couldn't believe that this person she had trusted and given herself to, who she saw as her future husband and she would spend the rest of her life with, had turned distant and kind of blew her off after they were physical with each other. Unfortunately, this would not be the only time Mo dealt with heartbreak. There was a time in her life where she was young and pregnant and experienced a botched procedure after having a miscarriage that put her life at risk. There was another time that after Mo's career was beginning to gain some traction, where she began dating someone who was secretly married with a child. The man's wife and sister began posting negative comments calling Mo a homewrecker all over her fan page. Mo feared her record label would get wind of the drama and her career would be affected. Mo moved on from this relationship, and in 2001 she wed her first husband, who was also her manager. They had a quick private ceremony in the basement of her home with her closest friends and family. They also welcomed their first child, a daughter, in August 2002 and a second daughter in 2004. However, their happy union went sour for several reasons. Some of these reasons included issues with her husband's child mother. Her first husband had a child from a previous relationship, and there was lots of drama involving this woman. There was also that time that her husband stole $50,000 that she had been saving for her daughter's future. After a few years, they eventually divorced. In 2007, she met her soon-to-be second husband, a gospel singer and music director. They had a professional working relationship and bonded after the music director tragically lost his son. During his grieving period, they became inseparable, and a year later they were married and even welcomed a son in January 2009. Their marriage was fun, and Mo loved how protected she felt in her new marriage. However, because her husband was her manager and music director, it gave him lots of control over her career. So this dynamic caused lots of stress on the marriage, and infidelity also came into play. In 2011, they separated. However, after they thought about it for some time, they both agreed that they wanted to make their marriage work. So they both agreed to go to marriage counseling. So marriage counseling was going well. They reunited and they welcomed their second son in 2012. However, this newly found joy did not last long. And Mo's husband thought of a way that they can get their spark back in a relationship. So Mo's husband asked them to spice up their marriage by inviting someone else into their bed. Mo agreed. After the encounter, she discovered that this woman was not a random way to spice up their love life, but that the entire idea of a threesome was to cover up his affair he and the other woman had already been engaged in. Their marriage ultimately ended in divorce. Mo took some time off from dating and decided just to focus on her children, being the best mother she could and being the best artist she could. So she really locked in and got focused into her music. However, in 2013, someone else caught her eye. So in 2013, Mo began texting with a new soon-to-be love interest, a boxer from Philly who she actually met 10 years previously in Philly at a Powerhouse music concert. The two of them picked up kind of where they left off, Their relationship flourished and they eventually got married in 2014. And between the two of them, they share a total of 8 children. Mo felt extremely excited about her third marriage and expressed love for how protected she felt by him. He was a boxer. He was willing to go to war for her. She genuinely felt like he had her back. He had proved that to her. She felt safe with him. However, this relationship had many bumps in the road. There were cheating allegations and allegations of abuse at the hands of her boxer husband. There was also a rumor that her husband had impregnated another woman. The couple has addressed their relationship publicly several times. They even appeared on a 2-part episode of the Couples Court TV show to settle a dispute regarding her husband's cheating allegations. During the episode, the husband admitted to sending and receiving inappropriate pictures with another woman. Her husband was given a polygraph test on this show, and it came back that all his stories about him being faithful were untrue. Surprise, he failed the polygraph test. They've also appeared on Marriage Boot Camp, Reality Stars, and on Love and Hip Hop New York. Throughout their union, Mo and her husband continually moved back and forth. They dealt with a lot of ups and downs with separating, trying to get back together, keeping their union together. There was lots of talk, and their business was spread all over the blogs. You could always read about them and whatever drama was going on. In 2019, Lil Mo revealed to the public that she finally had the strength to leave her husband after years of cheating and abuse. Mo recalls believing her jaw was dislocated after a fight with her husband and has even had coffee and tea thrown on her. Her last straw was when her husband allegedly spit on her in front of her children. Outside of dealing with all the ebbs and flows of her romantic relationships, Mo has also revealed that she's had issues with opioid and alcohol abuse. Her addiction had negative effects on her relationship with her children, family, and friends. She became a recluse. She spent so much money and time indulging on her addiction. Happy to report that she has since overcome her addictions. Mo got her first opportunity to tour with her uncle, gospel artist John P. Key, singing backup for him while in high school. Her next opportunity came when she was invited to join the Jazzmatazz tour after another singer had to back out of the tour at the last minute. This tour eventually led her to meet huge industry people like Jay-Z and Dame Dash. Her name began buzzing around the industry and she began writing songs for other artists. Mo signed her first record deal in 1999 with Flavor Hood Records. However, Mo's excitement of being a signed artist quickly disappeared after she realized that she had been working without receiving a dime. So Flavor Hood Records was under Elektra Records, and one day she made a bold move to call up Elektra Records and demand her money. Her boldness during that phone call got her a meeting with the big wigs at Elektra. And although Mo knew nothing about the music business at all, she took the meeting, and at the end of that meeting, she walked out with a new record deal at Elektra Records. Mo was able to work with many legendary artists throughout her career. She had an opportunity to be in studio with the Whitney Houston, and Missy Elliott also played a huge role in her career. In addition to writing her own music, she wrote for others. Mo has been able to make great music with many artists, such as Bow Wow, Keith Sweat, Angie Martinez, Jaheim, Tyrese, and Gerald Levert. Mo wrote and performed on several huge hits, including Missy Elliott's Hot Boys, Ja Rule's Put It On Me, and Fabulous's Can't Let You Go. In 2001, Mo's first mainstream song was Superwoman 2, featuring rapper Fabulous. It was released and it was an instant hit. Mo was so proud of this success, she promoted this single along with her upcoming album release and performed the song all over clubs and venues. One night after a successful performance, Mo and her entourage left a San Francisco venue when she heard a voice say, "Lil Mo." When Mo turned around to see who it was, she saw a large man cursing and approaching her. He then smashed a champagne bottle over her head. Mo was taken to the hospital and treated. Her surgeon told her that her hairstyle helped lessen her injuries and potentially saved her life. Remember, Mo wore her signature like colorful braids. In 2002, Mo signed to Violator Records, and after some time, she received feedback about her image. Management needed her to lose at least 10 pounds. After having her baby, she was about 15 or so pounds heavier than her usual 117 pre-baby weight. This criticism hit Mo hard, especially because she was working so hard. She was working out so hard trying to lose the baby weight, and she didn't have much success. She began to feel her career was in jeopardy because of her image. And in 2004, Mo decided to have liposuction and a rhinoplasty. Surgeons performed her liposuction, and unfortunately, many complications followed. The surgery caused her bowels to be backed up, leaving her in extreme stomach pain and so swollen that many people thought she was pregnant again. She continued to have many complications in the days following her surgery. She was eventually taken to the ER and was hospitalized for several days. Mo realized her liposuction had actually backfired. The surgery that was meant to save her career had threatened to take her life. Mo also worked closely with Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. She and Ja Rule had several songs including I Cry and Put It On Me. She even toured with Ja Rule. One night while on the road, Mo overheard her manager and Irv Gotti having a disagreement on the phone. Mo didn't know the details of the conversation, but she noticed that once she got back on tour with Murda Inc., her relationship changed drastically. Her conversations with Irv were now short, and Irv became very distant. And her once brother-sister relationship she had with Ja Rule was starting to fall apart. Things with Murda Inc. really took a turn when Mo did not receive royalty checks for Put It On Me. She felt like it was some shady business happening behind the scenes and decided to sue Murda Inc. Once her lawyers did some digging, they discovered that there were already several other people suing Murda Inc. And because of this, it was very likely that she would not receive anything because the label would have nothing left after settling other debts. She did not continue pursuing this lawsuit. But this didn't stop Mo from still being angry. Mo was still so angry with her once friend. And one year while Lil Mo was guest hosting on BET's 106 in Park, she took shots at Ja Rule. This was during the height of that 50 Cent and Ja Rule beef. So when Mo introduced Ja Rule's video, she screamed into the mic, "Jaja, Jaja, G-Unit." That was the first of many disses. Mo continuously took shots at Irv and Ja. She released a diss track, and then Ja responded with a diss record back at her. Mo was in an all-out industry beef with Murda Inc. But eventually Mo backed out of the beef after being advised by Mona Scott to stay out of men's beef. Mo and Ja Rule lost contact and didn't speak for many years after. They eventually reconciled and have in recent years even performed together, most notably during the versus battle between Ja Rule and Fat Joe. In 2012, Mo got the opportunity to be a cast member on the reality TV show R&B Divas. She worked with 5 other divas: Michelle Lay, Kelly Price, Shantae Moore, Claudette Ortiz, and Dawn Robinson. She was so excited to have the opportunity to work with Kelly Price and Shantae Moore because she had worked with them in the past. And Kelly Price was like her big sister in the music biz. In the beginning, there was lots of excitement and all the ladies got along during filming. However, after a few weeks into filming, some of the women began taking the term diva too far and began showing up late and were just all around unprofessional. Mo and Kelly Price had a few disagreements while filming the show, which led to Kelly Price to stop speaking to her. Mo was really hurt by her friend distancing herself and giving her the silent treatment, and she wanted to reconcile. So, the reality show set up a time for the two of them to bury the hatchet. But that conversation quickly turned into an argument. So Mo's plan to reconcile her friendship completely backfired. Eventually, Kelly left the show, but the show's drama continued to play out in the media. The two of them publicly took shots at each other. Eventually, rapper Foxy Brown got wind of their beef. With Foxy Brown being a friend to them both, she got them to agree to a phone call. Mo and Kelly were able to resolve their issues and come back together as friends. Mo has continued her career as a public figure, continues to tour, and is active on social media.